Stop making me look at the camera. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Generation Viewpoint. I'm Freedom, and this is Evan.
Hello.
Hey, he's scolding me because I'm not.
I'm not scolding. You can't tell our viewers that I yell at you.
Well, you weren't yelling at me. I wouldn't say that. Yelling, you don't yell. You kindly tell me, Dad, you need to do this. You need to do that, which I need because I need instruction.
Yeah.
You know, I need to look at the camera. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
So I thank you for your tips.
You're welcome.
This is very helpful.
I just tell you because the camera is our viewers, and I love our viewers so much.
Yes.
And you're just ignoring them.
All right. So wait a minute. Look at our viewer right now.
Okay.
And are they?
Remember, look right.
Are they eating something
in the middle of their eye?
What is that? Are they eating ice cream watching this? I don't know. What do you see?
I see ramen.
It's kind of weird, actually, when you look at the camera and think about, like, somebody right now is watching us. What are they doing on the other side of that camera right now? Are they just watching us on their phone, and meanwhile their cat is curled up on their lap? Are they eating a bowl of ice cream? What are they doing right now?
I bet someone has us about 5 inches away from their face on their phone.
Like squinting because they got the new iPhone that has a 4-inch screen. They have to have it really close. Anyways, we don't want to spend too much time on there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're always grateful to have you with us. And so, Ev, I got a phone call the other day from an old handyman that we used to use around the house at our old house, the house that we moved out of, probably 7 years ago now or whatever. And the house was an old dilapidated house that we spent a lot of time fixing up. And anyways, he called me about the new owners were having a toilet replaced and stuff. And he was like, what is this big block of wood there? And I'm like, if you look at it, it's a wedge because the floor is so slanted. I had to cut a wedge of wood to balance the toilet so that you could actually sit on it. But anyways, it got me thinking about that old house because we lived in that house for 10 years, I guess. Maybe a little bit longer than that.
Beautiful house.
And, well, that's what got me wondering is I wanted to ask you, because I don't think I've asked you this in a while. I mean, you grew up in that house for until you were 11.
Yeah, until 4th grade.
From that old house, what's your favorite memory from that old place?
The hole in the floor in the walkway. The upstairs hallway.
The hole in the floor, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that beautiful hole.
Why did you like that hole? Why does that come to mind when I ask you your favorite memory?
Maybe it's not my favorite, but when I think of the house, that's the first thing I think of.
Is the hole.
Yes.
And why? Because you used to fall in it or used to hide stuff in it?
I did fall in it once. I did. I got my legs stuck in it.
Yep. That house was... No, somebody should have stopped us from buying that house, but we bought it, and we turned it into a nice place.
Yeah.
But along the way...
I love that house.
There was holes. You know, when we bought that house, the upstairs bathroom... You don't even remember this because you were too young, but the upstairs bathroom was so bad that we closed the door, and I put a nail through it to nail the door. We didn't use that bathroom until probably 2 years later or a year later when I was able to go and remodel it. It was that bad.
Wow.
That's all we could afford at the time. I'm telling you, man. You start off...
Wait, so how did you get upstairs into the attic? Was the attic just, destroyed?
No, there was a walkway. Actually, the attic was all unfinished. It was a little cubby hole behind a refrigerator that was in that upstairs because that upstairs was an apartment at first.
Oh.
And behind it was this little trap door that got to the attic. And I was the one who changed it all around and made it into a big playroom and all that stuff that you remember.
I thought that stairway was always there.
No. Well, it was smaller. So,
okay. But
anyways, so besides that hole in the floor, what was your favorite memory growing up there when you think back as a youngster?
I don't know.
No,
I can't stress enough how much I love that house.
Why? That's why I'm asking. Everybody says that. You and your brothers, sisters, your mother. I love that house. But what do you love about it?
There's so many memories.
Yeah.
I love the attic.
Right.
I don't know why. I just love the attic.
You just did, yeah.
I can remember that giant, was it humidifier in the upstairs hallway?
Yep.
We used to take balloons.
Yep.
And we would put it on top and watch it rise.
From the fan blowing out the top of it.
Rise all the way to the ceiling, and we'd go and try and catch the balloon and then put it back on top.
Yeah.
I like Actually, I found that door a little annoying. The sliding door from the front door into the
Oh, the
first
pocket
living
pocket
room
door going into
Yeah.
the living room. Yeah.
Because we had 2 living rooms.
We did have 2
What
living
was
rooms
that
in the
other
house.
room?
I don't know. Those old houses, they always made them with like a living room, and then there's like a family room.
Yeah.
You know, the living room was where you put furniture you're not allowed to sit on. Family room is where you spend our time. Our house, we couldn't afford that
Yeah.
nice stuff, so you just went wherever you wanted.
Oh, in that non-living room,
Yeah.
I loved our computer was in a little box crate, and you had to lay on your stomach
Yeah.
and like curled all the way back in order to like look at it. Most uncomfortable thing in the world, and like the carpet
Yeah.
would destroy your elbows.
Yeah.
But I I thought it was the greatest thing
That's
ever.
so
Like
awesome. That's
used to
cool.
wrestle on that carpet too.
That was a great house, you know.
I
I
love
find
that
it
house.
interesting the difference between your mother and I when it comes to homes, because me, and I don't know if this is a guy woman thing or if this is just us two,
Mm-hmm.
you know, me and her, is that a house to me is just a house. Like it's something to take care of, something I have to pay for. So I have no attachment to a house. Like I could sell the house we're in today, no problem, and go someplace else. I really
Yeah.
don't care. But for her, you know, it's a home. She makes it as a home for the memories that, like you're talking about now,
Yeah.
how you love that house. So, which one do you think you lean towards more to a house? Do you think to you it's just a house and doesn't really matter, or do you think it's something that you get really bonded with and you want to stay in a certain place for a long time?
I think I'm both.
Okay.
Like whenever you talk about just moving out of the house we're in now,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we can't move because I like the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't like it as much as the first house.
So you like the first house better than this house?
Yes, but at the same time, I liked this house better than the old house.
Oh man, this is confusing now. All right, for different reasons.
For different
obviously.
reasons, yeah.
I understand.
So bigger backyard.
Right.
So-
It's funny how you can get an emotional attachment to a physical object,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. So Ev, I have a question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Most embarrassing moment. Do you have one?
I don't want to do this, Dad.
You don't want to do most embarrassing moment?
It's just okay.
You don't have to.
I'll do it for you guys.
There we
'cause
go. Courage.
I like you guys.
Courage. I love it.
So
Remember, once you say it, you can't take it back.
Okay. So I was getting ready for a award ceremony
Yeah,
at our school.
Okay. How old were you?
Oh, I don't know, probably 7th grade, maybe
Okay.
8th.
All right. Good.
And I had gym shorts on, which
Yeah.
I thought it was hysterical because everyone was dressed up, and I had these black shiny gym shorts
Yeah.
with a polo, and I was like, "Oh, I look so good."
Okay.
But that's not the embarrassing part.
All right.
But I was hanging out with some friends. Actually, I was hanging out with one friend, and then she had 2 of her friends were with us as well.
Yeah.
But we were hanging out in a corridor, and I was looking out one of the windows of the doors that went outside.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend, who was a girl,
Yeah.
thought it would be a brilliant idea to pants me.
Oh man. Oh no.
So I'm looking outside,
Yeah.
and they're behind me.
Yeah.
And my friend comes up,
Oh no.
grabs my shorts,
Oh no.
and
Oh no.
my underwear, and rips it down,
To the ground.
runs out the door,
Oh no.
and the 2 girls behind me see my
Dairy
full moon.
hair.
Yes. And I was in a predicament because if I bent over,
Yeah.
I saw a little.
No. I didn't even think about that part. Yeah. So what'd you do?
So I pulled my shirt down a little bit more and like squatted, grabbed my shorts, and just ripped them up real quick.
Oh, that's great. What did the girls say?
They didn't say anything. They were on the floor crying. They thought it was hysterical of how white my butt was.
Ah, that's great. You had a tan line, and they noticed the tan line. Ev, that's a great story. Are you kidding me? I don't know why you were hesitant on that.
Because now everyone's going to be like, oh, like people saw your white butt.
So what? It's just a hiney.
Oh, my
You need a
goodness,
hiney hider.
Dad.
That's fantastic. Oh, man. Thanks for sharing. I love it. That is too cool.
I did it
man.
for you guys.
That's awesome.
So
Very cool, man. So here's another question then. If you could have dinner with anyone,
Donald Miller.
wow, quick. Okay. Why?
Because he's awesome.
Okay.
And if you're listening, Donald, let's go.
Let's go. So why? I guess. So you're sitting at dinner with Donald Miller,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you look at Donald Miller, and you're sitting there, and what do you say? Do you ask him a question? What do you do? Are you expecting him just to talk to you the whole time and nothing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So why do you want to have dinner with Donald Miller then? You must have envisioned some sort of conversation that could happen, or things you would talk about.
I'd like to think that I would ask him questions and stuff.
Okay.
But in all honesty, I would sit there and be like, hi.
Oh, that's so funny. And he's, you know what's cool about, well, I don't know. I've never met him. So for us to make any kind of a personality judgment on Donald Miller would be ridiculous, because we've never met him. But from his writings, he seems like a very humble person.
Yeah.
And he seems like somebody who would be very approachable, that you could have this great conversation with, and that he has a lot of insight because he thinks about things fairly deeply when it comes to relationships and things like that. And now he owns this company called Story Brand, which helps companies and their brands tell the story, which is very interesting, I think. You know? But so Donald Miller would be the one that you want to have dinner with.
Yeah.
Nice. Would you want to have like burger and fries or like steak and potato?
Not steak and potato.
No steak and potato?
No, that's
spaghetti, so you have to get spaghetti all over your face while you're with Donald Miller?
I would go with the burger, like a diner.
Okay.
I just see him as a diner guy.
You see him as a diner?
Yeah.
Donald Miller, I know you're listening. Are you a diner guy? And if so, is it gravy and fries? Huh? Yeah? Dude, if we get a response from him, I'm going to like...
I will freak out.
I will. That will be pretty
I will
funny.
fly out to where he lives.
Yes.
To go to his favorite restaurant around him.
That's awesome. You know, he's also good friends with Bob Goff, who you mentioned in his book, Love Does. Was that this episode or last episode? I don't even remember.
It was last episode,
I don't even remember, but they're good buddies, so that'd be pretty cool. Which Bob Goff you were able to meet, though, weren't you?
I did for a second, but you and Mom talked to him, and then you're like, Evan, come here. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was at the time, and you're just like, this is Bob Goff.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi, Bob, I'm
Did
Evan.
I say it that way? This is Bob Goff. Right.
I don't remember.
I don't think I said
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
But you were just like, this is Bob Goff. And I just went, hi, Bob, I'm Evan.
Yeah.
And he just went, hey, Evan, and gave me the biggest hug. I'm just,
he's pretty awesome.
Who is this guy?
He is really cool.
And I didn't find out who he was until like 2 years later. I'm just like, Bob Goff hugged me.
Yep. And your brother, Bryce, was his bagman for the day because we were running an event that he was there to speak. Yeah, he like followed him around and got him whatever he needed and helped keep him on track. And when he was scheduled to speak at the big event that Mom and I were working with and stuff like that. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
It is cool.
I know. Bob Goff's pretty awesome. So recommend his book for sure. Love Does.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
book. So Ev, complete this sentence.
Okay.
I wish an alarm would notify me whenever. What?
There's a girl interested in me.
Ah. That's fantastic. That would take the guesswork out of it. That's a great answer. Every guy out there is like, amen, brother. That's what we need. And every girl out there is like, why do you need an alarm? You should know that I like you.
Know.
You should just know. I know we're going to get all kinds of hate messages now because we're making fun, but we're not making fun because it's a reality. It's a true thing.
It is.
We talked about this a while ago when we were talking about flirting and stuff like that, that we just don't know. We need an alarm.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great answer. Good one on your feet.
Thank you.
So, all right. So here's another one then. Andy Rooney says that he has learned that it's those small daily happenings that make life so spectacular. So a question for you is, what small daily happening has happened in your last week or whatever it might be that you found to be really spectacular? It was just a meaningful thing that happened. And it was just a small thing, but it meant something to you.
Someone asked to hang out with me.
Very nice. I like that. It does make you feel kind of special when somebody invites you to hang out or asks if you want to hang out.
Yeah.
And I don't care how old you are, and I don't care how successful or how many friends you have. When somebody says that they want to take time out of their busy life to spend some time with you, that does make you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a mini miracle, almost.
And and I don't want to have a pity party and stuff, but I'm usually the one that asks people to hang out.
Right.
And I'm turned down sometimes. Sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, sure.
Sure.
And people have busy schedules, especially now because people are getting ready for college and jobs and different stuff like that. And that's all good.
Yeah.
But like when they have free time, they have other people to talk to.
Yes.
And again, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So when someone was like, I want to hang out with you, I was just like,
that's awesome.
Me?
I love it.
So
I've never been very good at making things happen like that. I have a friend, Ken, that is probably one of the best at it. And it's a gift that he has, that he's fantastic at reaching out to people and getting people together, to spend time and stuff. And I always appreciated him. And I tell him that all the time because it's hard for me to do. Mom has to remind me that I'm allowed to invite a friend over. Like it doesn't even register that I go like, hey, you want to come over and hang out? Like, I don't even think about that.
Can I come over tonight?
You can come over.
Can I have a slumber party?
You can have a slumber party, sir. Yes. Uh-huh. That was a thought I had today or yesterday. I was like, I wonder how long Evan's going to be living with us. Which I don't mind if you do, because we've got plenty of room and we have a whole apartment there or whatever, that you can make your own potentially. But I was wondering that, like, if you're eager, there's a question. Are you eager to move out? Or would you rather stay in this area and stay around?
If you asked me a month ago, I would have said I'm never leaving.
Okay.
But I have seen things that there's potential other places for me.
Yes.
So I'm excited to run to that. And I want to adventure.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to be the person that's like, you're still 23 and living in your parents' house?
Yeah.
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 What's wrong with it? But, like, I want to be able to be, and I hate being, like, clingy and, like, needing support. Like, I like to be independent and being able to go out and do that. So, I think I'm going to be gone, but... Again, I have no control of it.
I love it. And now's the time in your life that you can go and try all kinds of new things and go places and stuff like that, as long as you can figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Which you were able to see a while ago when we had Joe Deitzer on. Joe was your age when he headed west, young man.
Yeah.
And he did it and went out there and found a job and, loved a new place and stuff like that. And you'll be able to do those same things.
Yeah.
But you also have that luxury that there is room back at the family homestead that if you want to take risks and take chances, you have kind of a backup plan to get restabilized and find a new adventure to go on, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's there for you. So because I want you to take more chances and risks early in life, because the older you get, the harder it is to change and to do things new because you need to keep paying the credit card bill or whatever,
Yeah.
So, but very exciting. Well, that brings us to an end of another episode, Ev, and it's been another fantastic one.
Yeah.
And I always love talking to you. So, but for all of our listeners out there and viewers, please stop by our Facebook group and keep sending us all your show ideas and the things that you want to hear our opinions on, or what your opinion is on the different things that we're talking about. So we love that we're all sharing kind of thoughts and learning from each other. It's been a fun experience, and we look forward to doing this every single week. So, but in the meanwhile, have a great day, and we look forward to being with you again.
See ya. Remember, we're on iTunes and Stitcher, and as always, thanks for being awesome.